Hi.
Hey, what's up, everybody?
How are y'all tonight?
I hope you are doing great, man. I came in at least skirting sideways or skidding sideways, skirting. What did I say skirting for?
I'm not sure.
I don't even know. I don't even know what that is. I just hit the button on that, so I don't have my earpiece in like I'm a fat member of the FBI or something,
Gosh.
But we surprised Anthony. Hey, just Dave. I will come back and say hey to everybody here in a second. Kind of want to give people time to get in here, even though the 3 minute intro may not have been enough. Um, hey TX, how you doing, man? So I'll probably get the Bad Father of the Year award, and that's because today I'm like looking for tickets tomorrow night to go see Scream with Anthony. And we've been waiting for this. We love horror movies. I guess you guys know that by now. I try to shield him some. Yeah, I don't want him to become a serial killer by no means, but I try to shelter him some ahead of time. But this one, he wanted to go see Bad. I want to go see Bad. And they were having a special day early like a fan show. And it was 3D at 5 p.m. I normally get off work between 4:30 and 5:30 every day. So I texted Michelle and said, hey, I'm gonna run and get Anthony up right after school, and we're gonna go see Scream at 5 o'clock. Because man, they had special posters. I thought they was gonna have special cups. They didn't. I was upset about that. So yeah, me and Anthony, I went and got him real quick. Came home, took the dogs out, ran to the theater, and got a big bucket. I'm doing low carb. That got thrown out the door after about 3 or 4 weeks now with a bucket of popcorn. Anthony supper tonight ate a whole bag of M&Ms. That was his supper. And I said, son, get you something to eat before you go to bed. No, I'm tired. I got to go to bed.
He came in and went straight to bed.
He came in at 7:30, 7:40, and we said, I'm going to bed. So we had a good time. If you like horror movies and if you like the Scream franchise, I definitely suggest seeing this one. It's a good movie. I'm not going to give you spoilers. We're going to do a little bit of a thing on Must See Before You Die tomorrow night on that, which is officially the first day. So yeah, so that's what happened. Let's start the week off real quick, and then we'll say hey to everybody. Give people time, still to get in here and say their heys and hellos. Hey, Jill Edwards, good to see you in here, lady. So I'm coughing here, but you can still hear me there. Let me get a cough drop too. So this week has been a crazy week. I look like our internet's pretty good over there. We're still not on Elon Musk yet. So I about broke my neck at the Mexican restaurant this week, right, Michelle? And
Yes.
Anthony and Michelle are out in the car waiting on me. We got through eating, and I said, hey, I need to run the restroom real quick before we go. So I'm really getting kind of personal here by saying this. Sometimes when I eat things, they kind of hit me, and I gotta go.
All right, they don't need to know that.
Okay. So I needed to go.
Funny.
I need to go to the restroom. It wasn't funny for me because I thought I was going to die. So when I walk in the restroom, the door's shut. There's only a one staller in here. And I'm like, I got to go. Should I go to the women's room? And I was like, no, I can't do that. I've done it before. But I said, I kind of just waited. And luckily, like 5 seconds later, 10 seconds later, the guy walks out. And I'm like, God, I hate going after somebody. I don't like going to public bathroom if I have to anyway. So, so I go in there and I put all the toilet paper. I mean, I probably put a half a roll of toilet paper down on the seat cover because I got to sit down. You know what I mean?
They know what you mean.
So as I'm sitting down, I'm like, whoa! And I barely got on the seat. And then when I got on the seat, I slid off the seat. And I'm like, what the hell is going on in here? So then my feet are sliding I'm like ice skating. And the dude, I guess he didn't want me to smell what was going on in there. So he took they had the spray stuff in there. He sprayed everything down. So not only did the seat was slick, the floor was slick, everything was slick. I about slid my fat butt off the toilet, about fell down getting on the toilet. And then I'm probably telling you way too much information here. But when you got to lean to one side, I couldn't get no footing. My feet were sliding out from me. and then about slid off the toilet again. I mean, you see some 300-pounder laying in the floor in there with I'm calling the ambulance in there, but man, that was scary.
When he got back out to the car, I was like, what is that perfume
Oh yeah,
smell?
Michelle's like, when I get back in the car, I was like, God, I got to tell you this story. I didn't know if I was going to live. Michelle's like, what's that smell? I said, it's probably my ass because I got freaking Glade or Renews it sprayed all over my ass. It was so thick it soaked up all the way through the toilet paper I laid on it. I used a half a roll on the thing. So
I'm sure that y'all just wanted to hear that.
Well, I know. I hope y'all have ate or hadn't ate or whatever, but I thought I'd tell you that little story first. Let's go and say hey to people in the chat, Michelle. Let's get off of this. But my gosh, that was, I mean, if they had a video camera up, I bet they were laughing their ass off. Oh my God, it's so embarrassing.
I missed that.
I bet you did. I mean, me telling you the story should be probably good enough.
Absolutely.
So let's go say hey to people in the chat. Welcome in. We're glad you're here with us.
Yes, thank you.
Hey, what did Mike say is the thumbnail? And people are like, is John? Listen, I don't have the pull. I can't get John Hill on our show. Betsy and Mike have him on there all the time.
Yes.
He won't come on our show. I mean, he's like a couple other people. They ghost me when I ask them, hey, do you want to come on the show? They're like, no way. I'm not coming on your show, peasant. But I don't know if John Hill would say that. I'm pretty sure he would. But no cruise directors on this show. No John Hill on this show. I mean, that's,
just us.
Just us. That's all you get now. We are going to start bringing some more guests on, though, because I know people are getting tired of seeing us. But so back to saying, hey, Miss Meg, good to see you in the house. Peg and Artie, good to see you in here as well. Coming down that way. It's getting close. 3 weeks out now.
Yes.
Michelle, you're going to have to stop me if I miss somebody. Mr. Anthony Simone's in the house. Good to see you, Anthony. Miss Betsy's in the house. Good to see you, Miss Betsy. Steve and Lisa are in the house. Good to see Steve and Lisa. Good to see you in here. And Miss Holly's in the house. Good to see you, Miss Holly. Always awesome to see you. Can't wait to see your wonderful parents as well. I don't know if your brother's coming or not. I haven't heard in October, but hopefully he can pull that off. That'd be really cool. Good to see him. And Miss Mary Ann Dillon. If anybody needs to have a show, Mary Ann Dillon does, because she's been on more cruises than probably quite a few creators combined, probably. Lisa's Cruise Adventure. Good to see you in the house. Good to see you in the house. Always nice to see people in the house. Travel or Bust is in the house. And then Travel Mobile. Awesome picture I've been seeing of them. The Baslers are awesome pictures. Awesome. Mr. Paul is in the house. Yes, he is. He has entered the buildings like Elvis. The Traveling Gilberts. Well, hello there, beautiful people. Oh, yeah, you too, Mike. Oh, I want to start my videos off by saying, like, the beautiful people. Hey, beautiful people. Because number one, I love that song, The Beautiful People, back in the day. But then I noticed Funnelhead say that all the time. I was like, oh, you can't say that. So, I mean, I thought about like, hey, what's up, everybody? Or let's talk about it. But I don't think that I can use that either.
No.
Who else we got in here, Miss Michelle? Peg, Party with Peg and Artie is Artie. Oh, okay. Artie, good to see you. Peg, Party with Peg and Artie is Artie. Okay.
Okay.
We got that down now. Let's see. Who else we got in the house? I think a lot of these are the same names, right, Michelle?
Yeah.
Great. I love seeing this conversation going back and forth. Just Dave, we yelled at him earlier. Good to see you. Just him and Marcia. Hopefully we get to go out and eat with them on April the 1st. If they are in town, we're going to be heading down the Port Canaveral area.
You missed cruising with Elena.
How did I miss that? Cruising with Elena. She always comments on our videos. She's like, I need to start paying you because you're like one of the first ones that comments on our videos when we post them. And thank you very much for the support. Really appreciate that. And let's see, we got TX Pepitos in the house. Good to see you in here, TX. And anybody else? I know we got a couple more people I think here I missed. I think Miss Chill Edwards is in the house. As we said hey to you earlier, but good to see you again. And TX says, I don't do scary movies. Man, I love scary movies. It's not my thing either.
Once in a while, okay, but
yeah, Michelle don't really care for it. When we first started dating, though, she did. I don't know if she just was trying to get me that way.
I like suspense movies.
Like I like going to see the Texas Chainsaw Massacre remake, and I was like,
"Oh, this is the woman for me."
Yeah, Yeah. I mean, she walks out of the bathroom with toilet paper on her shoes, and
All right,
she likes our movies.
we are not going
Oh,
there
okay.
tonight.
Who else we got? Captain Billy's in the house. Good to see you, Captain Billy, as always. And
Betsy wants some fart sounds.
I got to go back and look at that. I got them somewhere in here, but I don't have the earpiece in, and I don't know which one's which. I got to do a better job of that. I need to do a better job. Like I turned over last night. I didn't comment on there, but I went in to watch a little bit of the ship show, and man, John was having a time in there last night. I mean, I was like, whoa. Man, I was seeing his personal files in there, and he got it straightened out. But you know, sometimes I don't comment in there. I kind of sneak. I kind of look, and I'm a voyeur. I see how many of y'all are cheating on me in the other chats. Not really,
No.
because I'm just begging you to come this way. Hey, yep, Peg and Artie and Peg.
Betsy, you crack me up.
What's Betsy saying? They had a camera. You could have cut at least 3 videos on that bathroom.
You're exactly right.
3? You don't have enough faith in me. I could have got 10 out of that bad boy. What are you talking about? So Mike's next reenactment of the bathroom story. Yes, we ought to redo that. That would be. I don't have the skill sets that Mike and Betsy do. They can do all these little scenes out there. I love it though. But hey, Mike, hey Tess, how are you doing?
Hey.
Lauren lives life. I love the name Lauren. Number one, you got to get on the horizon of that, the vista and the panorama. I think that's the right, or is that the Dreamcast? I don't know. I may have just butchered that. I sent you the link on that though. Going places. Good to see you going places. And we saw Going Places put some good videos out, especially up and around the Smoky Mountains. If you want to go check that area out and you like the Smoky Mountains, definitely sub to Going Places. We got to get back to Smoky Mountains. All we're doing is cruising stuff recently, and I
love that.
I got to get to the mountains too. Miss Kathy Mills is in the house. Good to see you, Miss Kathy. Good to sail on the Valor here in 16 days. Awesome.
We can't wait to hear about that.
That's awesome. And is anybody else in here? I miss Michelle. If we're getting close. Oh, even Nightbot's in here by now. Luvy and Michelle, are you ready for the best pork chops you will ever eat?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, let's go. I love pork chops. I did a tenderloin wrapped in bacon this week. I love it. Love it. That
was really good.
And Barry Brain's in the house. Good to see you, Barry Brain. So, want to talk a little bit about our dogs over here sleeping.
If y'all hear snoring,
that's our dog. And you know, you saw probably some of the pictures if you're friends of us on Facebook today of what we came into the house.
He's exhausted.
That's another. Yeah, he's exhausted from chewing up Michelle's hand carved Bohemian turtle. That was a special birthday gift to her, but. We'll be back in the Smokies in a couple of weeks. Awesome.
Yes.
All right. So tonight's show, I want to just tell you what it's about right off the front. We're going to talk a little bit about, and we got 30 of our closest friends in here. So we're going to need some audience participation in this. No, I'm not going to send you the link. You can't come on here, Billy, even though I need to get you back on, Billy.
It's cold in here.
It's cold in here?
Mm-hmm.
Cold heart. Cold heart, warm fart. That's what I always say.
Oh my gosh. He saw himself again.
Going places. Hey, good one. Definitely hook them up if you like going to Smoky Mountains. Good stuff. So we're going to talk about some stuff that John Hill's site. Because I made an accident this week of inserting my foot in my mouth on a comment. I usually never comment on what John Hill's stuff. Once in a blue moon. But man, I commented on something he said this week, and I got lit up. I mean, lit up. John Hill himself didn't say anything, but people are like, Mike, you big idiot. You
Those are strong words.
Yeah, you're good looking, but man, I hate you. And you thought Scream 6 is bad. Wait till I get you, and all kinds of stuff like that. It was ugly, Michelle. It was ugly.
I didn't see it.
There was some cougar on there trying to hook up with me too, and I was like, yeah. John Hill, I'm not about to sign up for that one. But yeah, foot in your mouth. No, it's hard to believe that, right?
Exactly.
So Lisa's Cruise Adventures said, hey, I loved what you said. So I want to bring up, we got about 4 letters that people wrote in this week. So we're going to do a little bit of audience participation tonight. If we finish up early, we'll just finish up early, and that'll give you plenty of time to go get you a sandwich or a drink and head on over to beach please tonight, but we're just going to run with these 4 questions. Audience participation here. So we want to see what you guys are going to say, and then we're going to put it up on the screen, some of your answers. So you're the Mike that was trending on Twitter. Wow. Yeah, that's me. That's Mike. Give it to Mikey. So I'm going to try to share this first kind of comment. And this is the one I put my foot in my mouth on. And I'm not going to read exactly what I said, but I'll tell you what I said. People were like 50-50.
Summarize.
Some loved it, some hated it. But it was the truth. And I think people misunderstood what I was trying to say. And I probably miscommunicated what I was trying to say. So this was on, if you've never been on John Hild's on Facebook.
I'm old and blind.
Yeah, that's going to be hard to read out. I'll try to read it out here, but I don't read well either because I'm from North Carolina, thinking I'm from South Carolina. But John Hild on Facebook, people, he posts, he makes these little comments. Sometimes I get them, sometimes I don't. Maybe it's that English humor or I don't know, Britain humor, whatever, Benny Hill type stuff, which I love Benny Hill. Yeah, I'm just going to read this one. Some of you may have already commented on this. I am writing this to you, John Hild, from the carnival. I am at Two Top with my partner. We are both diamond cruisers. We were with you for the last cruise on the Ecstasy, by the way, which was our second cruise ship. The table opposite us in the MDR is table blah, blah, blah. We are at blah, blah, blah. A young child has been crying for the last 20 minutes, maybe more. The so-called parents do not care. They won't do the right thing by taking it out, taking it. You see what they said? Take it away. Take it out to take it away. Called the kid a it. My complaint is that, I can't even read that, Michelle. What is that?
I can't read
My
that.
complaint is that the waiters and the maitre d' will do nothing. I don't understand people who don't realize it's rude to let your child disrupt other people during dinners, whatever. I'm just going to read it the way I want to. Staff are not about to alienate these self-absorbed parents who don't have the sense to realize that their screaming child is disruptive to dinners around them or diners around them. Yeah, one thing. Yeah, it's one end.
Yeah, diners.
So this was John Hild's response. I know some of you probably responded on here, and it sounds like somebody saw what I said. This is a tough one. Just John Hild. Should I use my British accent?
Please don't.
Okay.
Please just spare us.
Teresa Gilbert does a really good one. The loud noises of people having fun in the dining room are difficult for a young child. And it is important that I also say that for the most part of these parents will have paid full fare for the baby to cruise. I really do not feel comfortable judging any parent on what is the parent's, right or wrong, things to do with their child in this situation. And as for asking the staff to tell the parents to please take your baby out, is in all honesty very challenging indeed. I think I'm right in saying that many parents would take their child out of the dining room if he or she was crying for a long period of time. And so for the child's own comfort to take them away from the environment that is upsetting them. I'm sure the waiter will have asked if there is anything they could do to make the baby more comfortable. That's a hint if they do that. But tell them to leave. I'm not sure that would happen. Perhaps some of you disagree. Some of you disagree. Let's see. What are your thoughts, please? Do you think Carnival crew members should have asked the parent to take the baby out of the dining room? So in here, if you thought that the crew should have asked them to take the baby out, put an A. And if you thought B, no, they shouldn't have, put that in here. And we may ask you some questions based off what you said on this. Now, so put an A in if you thought Carnival should say yes. Hey, can you please step away? Or B, no.
Ooh-wee.
So yeah, I don't think a baby, you're paying full fare for a baby. But
no, I don't think so either.
So yeah, we got some interesting answers already. So this was my answer. Okay. Or should I ask you, Michelle, what your answer would be? Because you didn't. Michelle's not a big Facebook person. The only thing she does is post pictures of Anthony from many years ago, or homeless dogs, runaway dogs that need, or lost dogs. That's all she posts on Facebook.
I want them to find their owners or homes.
Right. So what would you have done, Michelle? What do you think is the number one, the appropriate thing to do? And then do you think Carnival should ask the parent to step out or not? And it may differ from me because Michelle doesn't really know what I said either.
I have no idea what you said. I agree with John Hill that that is a very difficult situation. Um, yes, that those parents did pay. I don't think they paid full fare for a child or a baby, but they did pay. So, in the way people are today, kind of like said, self entitled. Um, but is it right for the staff there? I think that would be very awkward for them and difficult for the staff to do it. So I guess no, but I
So
would
you say
give
B.
yes.
So I'm
But I
looking
would
on here, and there's a lot of B's, and I guess I am in the minority here because I said A. And let me tell you why. You know, I'm just
I mean,
this
I think
is
it's disrespectful that
number
they
one. I 100% agree. The parent is at fault, and the parent,
yes,
um, I think the parent should realize the situation and remove the issue by taking the child out of the environment. That's number one. I
absolutely.
think the parent should have done that. I put A because I do think, and this is why I think this, and this is where people got ill with me. And it was about a 50-50 thing. I think when I used to manage a movie theater, and I think that's what pissed people off. I used to usher when I was 16, 17 years old, a movie theater. I managed a movie theater. I was assistant manager, and then I was a manager of a movie theater one time. So the movie blood is it's in my blood, the movie thing. But I recall if people were making out, people had their feet up on the chairs more than once, and I had to tell them not to. I had to ask them to leave. But if they had a crying baby or talking a lot, even adults talking a lot, I'd have to go in and calmly and politely say, ma'am, do you mind stepping out until the child is more calm? You say it in a nice way, tap away. You even has kind of a script you kind of memorize. But so that was I did it all the time in the theater. Now I know that's not a restaurant. So I made that comment on the Facebook page. And God, you would have thought I would have said like kids are evil and devils. That's not what I meant. My one is this environment I know where it's supposed to be completely quiet. And then another environment is where you actually um
Are allowed to make some
are allowed to
noise,
make
just
some noise when you're eating. But
not
listen,
obnoxious crying.
I just don't think. I mean, we had Anthony when he was young, and if he
We
made
went years
and
without
if he
going out
threw
to
a
eat.
tantrum, we didn't go out and eat, but I would pick him up and take him outside.
Yes.
And I made the comment that I thought Carnival staff, somebody in Carnival staff, should have came up and just said, hey, is there anything we can do? I think John Hill says it perfect. Is there anything we can do to help him out? If not, do you mind, just stepping out for a few minutes so they calm down and come right back? But man, people did not. Hey, Ronnie, they didn't like what I said. I should have brought up all the comments they said as well. But kind of going back up here to what people said, we have Meg says B. No, don't nobody. And what the yes or no was, do you think somebody from Carnival should have asked them to step outside? So Meg says no. Kathy says B, no. Peg, party with Peg and Artie says B. I've cried when I saw the slot they served once. Last cruise, we didn't go not one time to the MDR.
No,
So
we
here
did
I am
not.
answering it like I'm the expert and we don't go. Travel Mobile says B, no. So Sherry, Awesome Sunset says B. I like the idea of the waiter asking if there was anything they could do. I
Yes.
agree. I think it was very professional to do that. I love the dog post, Michelle.
Thank you.
I say give the baby some chocolate milk and cake and ice cream. Problem solved. Probably would have been. We had parents that gave a iPad to a kid with no headphones watching their videos. We heard the Shark song full blast for about an hour. Oh my God. I'd have left. Could have done it. I wouldn't have complained, but I wouldn't have done it.
I don't know that I could have sat beside a screaming child for 20 minutes either.
No, me neither. If that's really what happened. Now, the lady was bragging that she's diamond, and it's kind of probably a little bit of snootiness in there with what people were answering to. But it says Peg and Artie says, no, like we have done, you take the child out of the store or restaurant whenever this is happening. Should the parents, but some, like we know, lack common sense. I agree 100%. And I don't know the situation. The baby could have had sensory issues. or whatever. And I get that. But if I'm a parent and my kid is upsetting or disrupting other people's dinner,
And obviously, the child is upset about
it's
something.
crime that bad. Yeah. I
So
mean, it doesn't like the
try to
environment.
fix
It
it.
doesn't like what it's eating. It's got gas. It's something's happening to the poor baby. I mean, that's why I said, let's get it out. I don't know. So yeah, they said B. So TX Pepito says A, or try to calm them down. Yes, I agree. And we have the Z Show is in here now. Good to see you, Z
Hi.
Show. So yeah, a lot of the same answers. It was only a couple of A's, so maybe I'm just cold as ice.
I like Peg and Art. Yes, I like
The
that
parents
answer.
could have asked to have their meal delivered to the state room. I'm sure the MDR would have come. Yes,
Absolutely.
yeah, I agree. And listen, I'm not anti-kids at all.
We've got one.
Yeah, we've got one, and
we worked hard to
not
get
not
that
anymore
one.
after that one. Yeah, we had to go through a lot of classes to get that one. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's just me. I don't know. Let's see who else is said on here. So BB, I agree with you, Mike. Okay, movie blood. Yes, it's in the movie blood. Good evening. Okay, I said that. Should have asked them to say that movie blood is strictly butter. That's right. And it's coconut butter on top of that, a real butter with the salt glazed at the top. You got to skim that off the top of it.
I think also that we're old. We're old parents and we're old school.
Yeah.
And I believe in respecting other people and their space and their experiences. And I just
so back in the day, I mean, nothing against my mother because she was a good mother, good mom. She still is. I mean, I used to be told, if you embarrass me in this restaurant, we go in this store, or you embarrass me in here, I'm gonna take your ass to the bathroom and I'm gonna wear your ass out.
That's if you're old enough to understand.
Right.
We don't know how old this child
is.
I
mean, I'd take it as a baby if it's crying, but
It
when I was old enough to understand,
child.
when I was old enough, I was probably 3, 2. She told me that, and I knew better. So let's say here, babies will be babies, but there comes a point in time where something needs to be done. I will say A. Okay, good deal.
Yeah, I can't count the times that
during dining, it is different. If you ask me in a theater setting, I think they need to take a second or something. Yeah.
I can't count the times that we have thrown Anthony over our shoulder and headed out.
Yeah, I have done that before. Been somewhere and he threw a tantrum when he was young.
Oh yeah.
I scooped his butt up, threw him over my shoulder,
and we were gone,
and we were out.
Yes,
and we were gone. And number one, to me, it's disrespectful to other people, and they pay hard money for that meal.
And they don't need to see.
I know it's the MDR, and people say, "Oh, that's free food." It's not free. You pay for that cruise; it's included. So and I had somebody else come on there and say, "Well, you're not comparing apples and oranges," and I said, "Well, they're both fruits."
You goober.
Smart ass, Mike. So then this one right here says that, but not the responsibility of the wait staff.
Yes,
okay,
absolutely.
So I disagree. I think it's. I cordially disagree. I think somebody with Carnival, whoever's like a supervisor or whoever who's standing over and not waiting on the table, maybe the waiter tells them, "Hey, there's a crying baby over there," and people are starting to complain.
I'm sure, as packed as that place is,
right.
They can hear it.
I don't think. I mean, waiter's got enough going on here. Here, so nose up. Okay, so who's that? Is that me?
I think she is probably agreeing with what you said about those people.
Oh yeah. So Betsy says B. The parents should though read the room. Yeah, yes. I agree. I'm sorry to hear that you're not bringing babies on the cruise. Okay, gotcha. And then Peg and Artie said they went on a cruise with the Virgin Cruise and they just loaded. There was no kids at all. Together we travel. Good to see you in the house here tonight. All right, so we kind of went through number 1. Some of these have some similarities to them. So let's go with number 2 here now. Let me try this. Going back to school.
Oh.
So this is our first. This is somebody writing John Hill a letter.
I saw that.
This is our first cruise, and wondering how you go about renting one of these little orange motorboats on the side of the ship.
That is so dang funny.
I don't know. I don't even know what this sound is, but I'm making the sound. I don't even know what it was.
That is so funny.
If it's my first cruise, I'm going to do some studying.
Yeah.
How do I tell you what, it'd be a hell of a damn room, I'm sure. I mean, if you had one of these decks where you could walk straight out to it and go in it, and that'd be extra like balcony thing. That'd be cool. Oh my God. Do you think that's real? Or do you think they just intentionally did that just to mess? Y'all think that's legit? Somebody really sent John Hild a letter about that?
I would like to read those 421 comments.
Yeah, those 421 comments is like, sure, go to the customer service desk as soon as you get on the cruise. It's just like the behind the scenes galley tour they're going to give.
They obviously did not watch the Titanic movie.
Yeah. Yeah, I was told this week by somebody in the community that I was on deck 2 with the co-balcony and said, you were down there. If you was on the Titanic, you'd have died. You were down there with the peasants.
Yep.
Well, we're not told that.
It's true, too.
I love deck 2. I might go deck 1 next time.
We are not.
I like deck 2 co-balcony, though.
We didn't like being stuck down there. And
I did not on the horizon. That's a separate vlog coming out, right? I saw Josh and Michelle's video this week on the pros and cons, and I messaged him right off the bat. And I said, dude, the elevators suck. I don't know what you're smoking there to try to say the elevators are not that bad or they're not blah, 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 blah. They suck. Now, if you're on the 15th floor and you never have to come down below the 10th, you may be okay. But on 2 occasions, we waited over 30 minutes to try to get an elevator. And I know how to use the elevator. Let's see what else we got coming up here. So we'll kind of take that one away here. And we got a question here by Mr. Gary Campbell. Good to see you in the house, brother. So question, going on our first Carnival cruise in Charleston, March 23rd. I like Charleston.
Yes, we do.
It's a little different, but I like it. We have a check-in from 9:30 to 10 a.m. What happens if I can't make the check-in time and can't arrive until 10:30? They'll just move you on in. They're not going to make you wait. I mean, you don't get to go to the front line, but when they're starting to take the people, they call you out by zones to get on the buses to go through the process. If they say that you have a 9:30 or you're there at 10:30 and you had a 9:30 to 10 time, they'll put you on the next bus going over. Yeah. So that's no problem at all, brother. Don't worry about that. And we got another Sunshine cruise this year. We got to start making some cruises for next year, because next year, 2024, is the last time the Sunshine's going to be in Charleston. I think they're moving it up to Norfolk. Oh, it's a typical above the Mason-Dixon line. It's called Norfolk.
Our puppy
Norfolk
snores the loudest.
I don't know if you hear our dog. He's snoring pretty good over here.
He is.
You wait till he starts cutting them. He cut one last week at about 3 a.m. And I said, Michelle, my God, that's nasty. And she's like, yeah, why is it me? I had to get up and take the dog out at 3 a.m. in my underwear. Yeah, that was a visual for you.
I'm sorry, y'all.
I don't know. There's no filter sometimes.
No.
He
opens up and it just falls out.
This is free. Y'all don't have to pay nothing for it. Just, I get in trouble. HR has me on speed dial. I mean, all the time at work. I mean, I'm up there and I say something and I get in trouble. So yeah, no problem, Gary. Good to hear that. So December the 30th, 2020 is the last cruise. Come sail with me on it. Yeah, Lisa, that'd be awesome. Awesome. So we're going to be on our Christmas of this year. We may go right back on our Christmas next year if we like it that much. Yeah, Betsy, that's free. Like I said, maybe I need to pay you, but it's totally free. So Travel Mobile says, I love Charleston. All right. So let's go to our next one right here. All right. This is again, John Hild. I feel sorry for the guy. A lot of people give him crap. I like John Hild, and I may not always agree with him, but I mean, the dude's a lifer. He's been with the company for a long time. And, I mean, I like him, and I think people give him way too much grief. And anybody that comes on there and talks about how overweight he is, I have a special place for fluffy people in my heart. I got their back. I'll put something in their pig and anchor food, and they'll wish they never. No, let me take it back.
Michael,
you don't have to put anything in the pig and anchor food. It'll kill you anyway.
You're terrible.
Oh, sorry about that. Hey, check that separate blog out. Okay, so name is A. Message. Our celebration Facebook page I am on has 3,000 members. I am the admin. In other words, see me. I started the page, John. We took a poll on the buffets. 84% said they want Carnival to have a person, maybe, serving all the food at all the buffets. Most of my members have worries that U.S. cruisers. Oh, this is definitely somebody outside the U.S. Oh, this poster is based in the U.K. We done whooped
Ooh,
your
they're
ass one
pointing
time.
fingers. Ooh.
Oh, I actually was born in England, so and when I was 18,
Oh, shut up! Come on.
I had a choice of choosing between U.S. or British citizenship.
Come on.
I chose the U.S. So become even less mindful of continued threat posed by COVID because of our president. Wait a minute. It says it's from the United Kingdom. Oh, that's why John Hill said it. Oh, God.
Come on,
You
Michael.
idiot. We want to cruise, but we want to be safe doing so. Buffets should be served, not self-served. This will also help in your publicized food waste initiative. If you take a poll on your Facebook page, you will see the same results. I hope Carnival takes action. So, this is John's response. Well, we have discussed this many times in 2020. In other words, he's saying, hey, you're behind. You're 3 years behind, lady or man, whoever, until we started sailing again. So I'm a little surprised to see this subject return. Honestly, I do not see this happening unless we have a specific situation on a specific ship. We have sneeze guards, and we have constant cleaning and sanitizing of all the buffet services. We also have the pig and anchor food, which will sterilize anything you eat.
Michael.
And of course, the counters and surface, etc. I cannot take a poll as the Facebook beards decided that it would not be an option for people like me who are overweight. See, there he is. He's calling himself out. Hey, I eat a little much. Too much tea time for me. British and ugly and who have a public page. So for this one, I will return to something I did some years ago, using the thumbs up for yes and a happy face for a no vote. If you click the comment. So what do you think? What do you think out there? Do you think in here, and you just put yes or no, and I'm going to comment it this way, or state it this way. Do you think Carnival should put a person at the buffets to serve you versus self-service? Yes, you think Carnival should, or no, you don't.
I like it.
Hello, together we travel. Good to see you. Maybe I said that earlier and I missed it. I'm sorry. I'm old. I'm getting old.
I like them to serve. I really do. And I kind of agree that it does help with waste.
But from a big guy, a fluffy guy, I'm like, hell no. They'll be like, they'll put one piece of bacon on it. I'm like,
they do divvy out the bacon.
Are you crazy?
They do divvy out the bacon.
Oh, I've seen them do other things. I'm like, hell no.
If it's expensive meat,
yeah,
they're
put
gonna
it
divvy
all on
it.
here. I don't know if it's good or not. I'm gonna try several things here. Don't hold back on me. You know, don't get stingy now. You didn't get stingy with the money I paid. Give it to me.
That would help with children up there with grody hands and.
Oh God, people still talking about me and my tidy whities at 3 a.m. I'm sorry for that. You know, if you ever seen Santa Claus, you know, like Chippendale Santa Claus, and you ladies, you know what I'm talking about. Guys, some of you may know too. So the Texas Pepito says yes. He wants to see somebody serving the food out there.
I think it's a good idea.
Traveling Gilbert says, heck no. Nope. And Traveling Mobile says, nope. And Captain Billy J says, no self-service for the captain because he can serve himself. He's a grown-ass adult. He's not middle school. No, leave it. No, leave it self-service. Yes. No. Kathy Mills, great comment. No, I want to control my portion, big or small. Yeah, either way, which they're always going to go on the small side.
Yeah, they are.
So in Carnival, guests will do what they'll do, despite if anyone serves them. They'll just start picking things up with their hands.
Got a point.
Or they'll just have two plates and say, okay, give me this, and then they just take on. So, no, I do not think they have a hand washing guy singing to everyone to wash their hands before you are allowed in the buffet like Royal and NCL.
Really?
Oh, wow.
Are you serious?
I would be embarrassed by that. Now, I will say this. At the Pig and Anchor y'all saw in our video, which I know you all watched it, they didn't let you serve yourself in that line.
No, they didn't.
They picked it for you.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll tell you right now, I wouldn't have picked that damn piece of brisket I got either. Sorry. That thing's done been. I don't even know what that sound is. I made it anyway. That's free. So we got another no. That's right. I heard that. So Holly's saying no. I can wash my hands again and use the tongs. I do like how, like Golden Corral. We had Thanksgiving at Golden Corral. And it's the first time we'd ate there in forever, probably before COVID.
In years.
And they had the gloves that you could put on, and they asked you to put the gloves on prior to using the tongs. I'd much rather see that, but then that's going to be waste on plastic too.
Yes. That's not going to help with the little snotty kids over there blowing junk on your
Hell
food.
yeah, Mike. Guy asked me if I'd like another slice of roast beef, mini slices, please. That's right. I don't know what they put on my. I mean, I wish you could taste it first and then say if you wanted more or not. Virgin has nailed it with galley idea. You have several options and still get waited on. Okay, cool. We are not buffet people, but if we were, I would support being served option. Yeah, okay.
We're not buffet people at all either.
So, hey, Texas Pepitos better have S-Charm 4 says yes, yes, and yes. And she is I think a nurse practitioner. Maybe she's a doctor by now. I don't know. She says yes. Washy, washy, washy. Or was that brushy? Remember that in the grease? That was brushy, brushy, brushy. They was doing the whole commercial.
Okay, Mike.
All right. Squirrel. Let's see what crew members. Yes. Betsy says yes. Going places. Crew members contact and spread too. Hey, that's true.
That is true.
How do you know their hands are clean? And they're breathing right over your food right there too.
But one person or two people is better than.
So that Travel Mobile says, see what happened to the ship in Galveston? Yeah, that's true. And you can have breakfast, ramen burgers, roast beef, tacos, paninis. Wow. Yeah, those people that go on Virgin, it's kind of like a 50-50 thing. I see these people that love it, and some people are like, that's not for me. That was brisket name only.
Yeah,
and it was a sad thing to be
was
called
just
a
a big
brisket.
hunk of fat.
It was just a hunk of fat. And you noticed in there, if any of you know how to cut meat and have done barbecuing before, with beef, you have to cut it opposite the grain, especially on a brisket. And it was not good. So that was a horn. So yeah, okay. So that's a horn. Okay, good to know. I remember years ago they had staff spray and sanitizer on your hands before you went into the buffet area. Wow. No supply disposable gloves. Let the customers help themselves. Okay, gotcha. Man, this dog's snoring over here. How much plastic do we waste in everyday life? It's a thing. Yeah, that's true. It is true. You know, I was a big I don't like the straws on the ships. We bring our own metal. You know, it's really aluminum straws, stainless steel straws, so that and you know, if we bring our tumbler or something like that, if we want to use it, I'd rather drink out of the glass and just take my chances there than use those nasty. Some people love them though. I'm just not a fan of them. They had the plastic gloves at my local Chinese buffet. I felt like Michael Jackson with one glove. Yeah, me too. I get a little nervous when I see somebody with gloves, especially when they say,
hey, stop it.
Okay.
Stop.
All right. Let's see. All ships should do away with the buffet and follow Virgin's idea. You know, I wouldn't be this is the problem I have with what I see on the buffets on the last couple cruises. Well, really ever since COVID. Carnival, and we've only been on Carnival, they should have the same food on every station. And then a lot of times they limit the number of stations. It's the same thing on both sides. And there's not a variety. So, I mean, it's like you either eat what you eat what you eat or you don't get. There's not a lot.
The last couple of cruises, I mean, there's very little choices.
Very limited on the buffet, in my opinion. Now, desserts, they got all kinds of desserts. And to me, I've said this before. I mean, to me, the deli is a hidden gem. I'd much rather go to the deli, which is right there at the buffet area, than I would the buffet, in all honesty.
If they have a seafood shack, that's what.
And if a seafood shack, I'll just pay the money, man, because that's money in the bank. I know it's going to be good.
Yep.
We've ate 4 or 5 of them now. Awesome.
Yes.
I think it's very underrated as a specialty. And also Cachinas now. Cachinas, oh my gosh. I think the last one we had was the best meal we've ever had. Even paying for steaks, it was the best meal we've ever had on a Carnival ship.
Just don't get that cold cheese stuff.
Yeah, oh God, that was disgusting. So years ago, only staff served you at the buffet. Okay. And let's see, the buffet on The celebration was horrible. Reminded me of Vegas vacation when you could choose between the blue or the yellow.
Ooh.
Wow. Now I remember years ago. Now me and Michelle got married in Vegas. We used to love the buffets were sometimes a pretty good deal in Vegas back in the day.
Back in the day.
But I'll never forget on the strip there they had a Burger King right near O'Shea's. Oh, it was in the back of O'Shea's, wasn't
It
it?
was in the back.
Was
Yes.
it O'Shea's called?
I think it was. Yes.
That was the best. I
Or
know
was
that's
it-
crazy to say.
Or
Or
what? I don't.
it was the one. It
O'Shea's?
was the little Shamrock thing. I can't remember what it was called. It probably wasn't
It's
O'Shea's.
one of those.
Right on the strip
small
there. They had the
casinos.
best Burger King I've ever had in my life. Best burger, that's like
It was.
McDonald's, Wendy's, Burger King.
They stayed packed all of the
Man,
time.
it was really good.
So everything was like fresh.
So
was
I don't
good.
know this. This is a good question. Does the Glory have a seafood shack? Has anybody been on the Glory? Does it have a seafood shack? I would think it would. If I don't know. I may be wrong, totally wrong on that.
I don't know. I don't know.
Did you ever get the buffalo shrimp the right way? We did.
Yes.
So the one that had it the wrong way was the Freedom back in the day. Maybe they just didn't have the hot sauce. Now they do send. It's a little cup
Little
of
ramekin. Yes.
a little thing of hot sauce with it, and I don't really use that anyway. I mean, I can eat it, but
Yeah.
that shrimp's so good, man. I just want to eat it by itself.
think
I
it's
got to give you a big bite.
so
So
good.
that shrimp is so good. I mean, I've heard people say it's greasy, blah blah. That ain't never been greasy to me.
Oh. So Holly says the Glory has a seafood shack, but it's upstairs in the buffet area.
Okay, great to hear. Yes, great to hear.
Thank
Or
you.
it's seafood shack, but it's upstairs in the buffet. Okay. Thank you, Holly, for answering that question. And no, I do not like medium shrimp. And Burger King, I can do a well done. I'm fine with that. Because it's not well done. It's like semi well done. But yeah, I can do that. So let's
I don't
look.
know. Burger King says you can have it your way.
Yeah, I've heard that before. So they have a seafood corner on Pride. It's chopsticks for lunch, and they switched to. So that is something, we hadn't really talked about that, and I'm not going to really go into details about it. But we are looking at a cruise in 2024 on the Pride. I hear a lot of people say that's one of their favorite ships. We've been watching a lot of videos on that ship, and there's a lot of well-known creators. I think Pear DJ says it's their favorite ship. Dave and Brandy says it's their favorite ship. I can't remember if Matt and Kimbra said it's their favorite ship, or maybe they're just getting ready to go on it for the first time coming up. But I know 4 or 5, I think creators have said that ship's their favorite. So we're looking at that one for next year. So
Sounds like
probably
fun.
next year we'll announce. I don't like announcing things way too far out, but if we get within 6 months of it, if we book it, we'll definitely bring that up. So yeah. All right. So I think I got one more for everybody here. We got 9 minutes. So one more here. Let's add to the stream.
Ooh, that's little writing for real.
Yeah, I can't read all that top stuff right there. I'm just going to read what the letter said. People should not be allowed to take random photos of me or anyone else on the deck catching sunshine, line dancing, or just hanging out with my partner on the boat. I see you put up videos, and this is somebody writing a letter to John Hill. I see you putting up videos and photos of this all the time that you or another passenger has taken. This is not lawful. I have a good friend that had a picture of her and her sister at SeaWorld that showed up on TikTok. I bet she's the one that walked by that mom and the mom mocked her or something behind. I bet. I see those videos all the time. This should be made clear to your passengers and notice made to everyone that taking photos or videos of anyone but your own family, unless verbal permission is given. Maybe you should consider having no photos on video be placed on the sun decks in clubs and bars. So he says this is a tough one. Taking photos is photos of the fun, the sunsets, the sunrise, and the general cruise vacation atmosphere of the ship is commonplace. And yes, sometimes you will get others in that photo. I'm indeed not aware of the specifics of any legal side to this, but I do understand how important privacy is. Do you agree with D in the sense that we should post notices about not taking photos, etc.? So what do you guys think? I know there's a lot of creators in here. So do you think people's faces should be shown? And we're guilty of that. We vlog the trip. We put people's photos. I do know this though. I do know there are some creators that intentionally do not show people's face, so they blur them out. There's one that's real popular that was on the Vloggers Cruise recently, and I watched their videos, and I noticed how they always pointed up the ceiling over here, and then when they'd get down here, they show themselves. They did not want to show other people. I don't know if it's they're trying to be private, or they don't want other people to be in the video. If I'm on a vlogger's cruise with all those cameras out there, it wouldn't have bothered me a bit. Stuff like that doesn't bother me.
When you go out there, people are taking pictures of their vacation. I mean, that's just something that should be understood. People are taking pictures.
Yeah.
And people have actually told Mike before, hey, that's me in your video.
Yeah. Now, if anybody ever came back to me and said, that's me in your video and take me out, I'm upset about it. I would take it out and redo the video. I mean, I really would. But I've had many people, especially if it's in a Facebook group that I've been in, and if they allow me to post the videos in there, which some of them don't. Come on now, get a life. Our channel, we tried to provide information for people. Our goal is to provide information for the new cruiser or somebody's never been on that ship before. And maybe if somebody's been on it 10 times, they can care less what we say. They're probably not going to watch our video. So we do that. And I've had people on the Sunshine say, hey, I was right in front of you at the 124 minute of the video, and that's us. And they're like, yeah, thank you for putting me in there. I had somebody one time at Half Moon Key. We were walking in, and they were like, I saw your video on the clamshell. Do you mind, telling us a little bit? We're going to we saw your video ahead of time, but you mind if we just follow you to get a clamshell? And I was like, yeah, that's fine with me.
Right.
They followed us all the way up to the clamshell. They got the one right beside us. And I asked them,
we're on video.
And I asked them, I said, hey man, do y'all mind if I put you in the video? It's like, no, we don't mind. But I mean, that situation I did ask. So unless you're going to shoot photos and videos of someone in their cabin, then no permission needed. The ship is a public space with thousands of passengers all over it. I agree.
Yeah.
And I can't help it if you're drunk and dancing out on the Lido and embarrassing yourself. I mean, I've done that on my balcony, yelling at other ships after a couple of fish bowls.
I'm
sure somebody's got it on TikTok somewhere. It's like, look at the fat guy on the balcony that's yelling at people, going, woo! I'm sure they have. But yeah. So what do y'all think? Yes or no? Do you think people should ask permission? Yes. Or it's public fair, it's public game? No. So a yes or no in that. You can just put a wire in or something like that. But yeah, that's kind of crazy. I don't know. I get it. People are private. Now, I will say this. We're in a Facebook group that the administrators accidentally left it public. And I made a comment on there, and somebody commented on my public that I know is not on that cruise. And I warned behind the scenes, I warned that Facebook group. I was like, hey, just let you know, this is public. Anybody that sees you post on this for this group can see what you're posting, even if they're not going on that cruise. And they's like, oh no, I didn't know that. So they went ahead and made it private. And then when they made it private, there was 2 or 3 people that came on and said, thank you. Because I don't want my mama or my daddy or my aunt and uncle seeing what I say up in my business. But,
well, I am a fluffy girl and I don't particularly want people taking pictures of me in my bathing suit either. But when I go out there, I know that could be a possibility, and that's just the way it is.
That's me. Mike and his tidy whities out there. So let's see. Hey, love the fact they caught that the woman that used stolen credit cards go on the cruise, and when they docked, she was escorted off. Oh, okay. I've not heard that. That's pretty cool. That's breaking news.
Absolutely.
Breaking news.
And yes, I hope she is punished.
So I have never vlogged someone dancing when they were drunk.
Sure.
I think there's an intro for somebody's channel I know of that there's some drunk people. And it looks like some drunk people up there that are singing Gangster's Paradise or something. I can't remember what they were singing. So legally, no permission is required if what is being filmed can be seen from a public space. Good. Like to hear that. I tend to do most of my shooting very early in the morning so that I can shoot undisturbed. Yeah, I get up early, especially like on certain things I'm trying to do, like secret decks. I know some people hate those. I try to get up early, about 6:37. Get up by that time and go do it because there's nobody else out there either. Plus, you can see the sun coming up, and I think it's a great view on the front of the ship. Now that's a lie, Ronnie Gilbert. You got called out on that one. How dare you? Lots of laugh. Yeah, that's true. So hey, we're 2 minutes
Oh
away.
gosh, what a
2
fast
minutes away
hour.
from Betsy and Mike over at Beach Please. They got a great channel.
And they are so funny.
They are so funny. One of the funniest couples. I can't say they're the funniest couple anymore because there's somebody else I know that never lets me live that down from saying they were the funniest couple. But you're pretty damn funny. I don't think they're in here now. But yeah, go see them. They're hilarious. They put a lot of work in their videos too.
They do.
So a lot of people don't realize how much work they put in their videos and their channel and their lives. And we used to do a little bit of that, and we kind of backed off on it because of our work schedules. But they do put a ton of time and energy in it. So go check out Beach Please. Great channel, great people, and we're cruising with them in October. And if you want to be part of that non-group group cruise, check out Betsy and email her with Beach Please. And she'll hook you up on some tickets. That's the week before Thanksgiving. No, the week before Halloween this year on the celebration going out of Miami. That's going to be a lot of fun. So we will say good night to you guys. Have a great one. Sayonara.
Thank you so much for
Thank
joining
you so
us.
much for joining us. Love you guys. Have a good one.